Hello, everybody. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. Rumour has it show. Hope you're having a very, very good Thursday. The sun is shining in the UK, I will be honest. And the summer, I think, is actually arrived in August. Like, it's been absolute hammering down with rain, awful recently, but the sunshine is out. And let's be honest, the sunshine makes everyone feel good. Right, let's get into this, what I'm going to talk about tonight. First off, 87 million, second bid rejected. West Ham want 95 million for Lucas Paqueta. I don't know what to make of it, really, but I am getting a bit nervous about this one. Very, very nervous. Extremely nervous about Lucas Paqueta possibly going from West Ham United. We had a discussion about it last night, and I'll give my thoughts right now, how I feel about it. For £95 million, if we get rid of Lucas Paqueta and West Ham go and build a side of 3 or 4 really top class players, yeah, then I can accept it to a point. It has sort of hit everyone for six though. Just at the start of the season, like, he's our key man. He's our best player with Bowen. We've got a bit of a problem with him. Like, I put something out earlier on Twitter, and I turned around and said, like, please announce that you're not going to be leaving us this year, sort of thing. Like, it's like a plead. But I'm going to be honest with Lucas Paqueta. If we can get £95 million for him for one season, that is pretty good going. It's good business, and it's a good way of like doing business and all. I don't want to get rid of Lucas Paqueta. Yeah, I will say that. But money talks at the end of the day, and 95 million is a lot of money. If it means getting rid of Lucas Paqueta and we go and get Scott McTominay, I'm not down for that. I see rumours earlier on today about Scott McTominay. I'm not on this vibe with him at all. Yeah, do not understand it, do not rate it. I can accept James Ward-Prowse, like Alvarez or Alvarez, however way you want to put it. I can accept him. I can't accept Scott McTominay. I really can't. I just don't think he's worth the money. Like, that he's being quoted at the end of the day. That's just my personal opinion on that. I will come to the chat shortly. So to round it up for me on this one, £87 million sort of bid was reported by a South American journalist. Now, if West Ham do hold out and they do get 95 million, they've had it right off. They've had it right off, let's be honest. 95 million for a player in 1 year is good going. But I don't want him to go. I will say that. I want him to stay here. But we have got to be honest, when Man City come calling, your head will go and my heads will turn. This is a completely different scenario to the Declan Rice situation. I will say that. With Declan Rice, we always knew he was going to go, and we really didn't want him to go to Arsenal, yeah, for our own sort of sakes. This one was completely shock. Didn't see this one coming at all. You know what I mean? Will Man City pay the money for him that we want right now? No, I don't think they will, but they do want him. So if they do chuck a player in, then anything is possible on that. I'm going to move on to where is it? Where is he? This man, Cole Palmer, on loan from Manchester City. Yes or no? Now, reports have been said that basically West Ham need a striker, which is pretty obvious that we do. Yeah, we're being linked to a man in sort of France who's got like a criminal record. We're getting linked with Cole Palmer, Balogun, all these players. I like Cole Palmer, but I don't want a Jesse Lingard situation part 2. I will say that. Yeah. For me, there has to be some sort of clause in it that West Ham have an option to buy him at the end of it. So if he does well for West Ham and he tears it up for us, if Man City quote him at 40 million, that's what West Ham have to pay at the end of the season. Do you know what I'm saying? For me, I like Cole Palmer, but I don't get where the sort of centre forward striker that he is. He's not a centre forward. He's not a man who's going to bulldoze his way through people. He's a skillful player. Now, I see saying earlier on Twitter and social media. Now, don't shoot me down. Bowen is reportedly Moyes is looking to move him from the right into the middle, and there's a centre forward. That for me would be absolutely terrible. Absolute terrible. Like, on so many levels. Do you know what I mean? I think you lose Bowen as a player if you bung him up front, like, and just hope for the best. You listen, Jared Bowen is a very, very good player, and I like Jared Bowen, but he's not a centre forward. He's a good finisher, but he's not a centre forward. And if we're going to be putting crosses in for James Ward-Prowse, we need someone of a unit who's going to be in there like striker's instinct. I just don't think Bowen's that man. I think Bowen on the right is perfect. He's an inside forward. He makes late runs. He makes intelligent runs. Not for me. Not for me up front, right, at all. So Cole Palmer, if he was to come in on loan, would you accept him? Like, yes or no on that? I would, but there has to be some sort of end goal with it. There has to be. As I say, Jesse Lingard part 2, not for me. Not for me at all. Right, let's move on to this. Now, I heard something on a space about an hour ago, and I literally, as soon as I heard it, I messaged Alfie and I said, I told you. Right? Antonio to Leeds. Right? Now, gentleman was on the space earlier on, lives in Yorkshire, and he was talking about Antonio to Leeds. Now, I heard about this about 4 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago, and I thought nothing of it, if I'm being honest. I just thought it was just a rumour mill going round, yeah, about Antonio wanting out and everything. And let's be honest, if Antonio gets a big offer from Saudi, he's going Saudi, yeah. I heard the other day that Leeds were interested in him, yeah, not with a swap though, right? It was just like Leeds were interested in taking him. It was Leeds and Celtic who was the two clubs. Now, I heard something on the space earlier on that a gentleman lives in Yorkshire said it's like they are strong on it up there. Like they want Antonio at Ellen Road. And it's possibility that their winger, is it Gonto? I think his name is. They would prepared to do a swap deal plus cash for obviously Antonio. Like Antonio, give them a few quid extra for their player. Now, I don't know what to make of that one. I really don't, yeah, because Antonio is a tricky one for me. We've got a player here who we don't know whether he's coming or going. I think we're waiting for Saudi to come in for him. And if someone's going to give him regular first team football and he can't get it in the Prem, he's going to go to Leeds. Do you know what I'm saying? Because let's be honest, Leeds are going to be fighting at the top end of the Championship to try and get back to the Premier League. Do you know what I'm saying? So I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know on this one. I like him. Their winger, the Italian winger, Gonto, I think his name is. I can't pronounce his name. Sorry if I balls that up. But I like him. He's direct. He's good on that left-hand side. Decent player. Scores goals. It's no brainer for me. I see Everton linked with him the other day. Yeah, and I'm thinking, why don't West Ham get in there? What are West Ham doing? Like, really? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, why are they holding back? But whether or not anything materialises from that, it's another thing. Right? But I would like that. Do you know what I'm saying? I really, really would. Let's have a look. What else we got here? Let's obviously talk about Alvarez signs. Now, he signs today. It's official. It's done. He's our man. I must admit, I watched a video earlier on from Ajax, and fair play to Ajax. Yeah, they do good farewell videos. I've done a farewell video of him in Mexico, basically with his family, everything. Yeah, and yeah, it's a powerful video. I think we've got a really, really good player on our hands. Yeah, I like this kid already. He hasn't even put the shirt on yet, and I'm starting to embrace how he feels. He's a very humble man, respectful. He appreciates where he's come from to where he is now. And for me, I look at him and I think he could be a real gem for us. Real gem. Yeah, he's a bulldozing sort of enforcer in the middle of the park. He's gonna he don't mind sliding in. I think it's a very, very good sign from West Ham. Yeah, and if this is a Mark Noble signing, and Mark Noble's handpicked this man to be the man to replace Declan Rice, I trust Mark Noble. I really do. And listen, he's been touted for a long time, Alvarez. Yeah, hell of a long time. Chelsea will look at him a few years ago. Liverpool have looked at him. The big clubs have looked at him, but haven't took the risk. West Ham have took the risk, and let's hope it pays off because I think he's just like he's one of us, really. Do you know what I'm saying? He's come from hard times. He's built himself up over a long period of time. Ajax literally love him, yeah. And the emotional video that was done from the Ajax sort of editing people and production was absolutely first class. Really, really was. So yeah, fair play to him. I'm really pleased to have him on board. Really am at West Ham. I want him to start Saturday. Like I think we need him to start Saturday. I don't think we can go in with it like Downs if Downs is still here. Obviously, that's rumoured to be him going to Southampton as part of the James Ward-Prowse deal. So Alvarez for me has to start. I think we've got a very, very good player there, and I'm over the moon with that. Finally, before I get to your comments, Scott McTominay just won't go away. Right, where do I start with this man, Scott McTominay. Um, I don't want him at West Ham. I really don't. Yeah. People say he makes us better, but I can go out and I could find better players than Scott McTominay. I really could. I could go through a list of people in the Premier League that I could find who could do a better job for cheaper than Scott McTominay. West Ham should have went after Tyler Adams, who's just gone to Chelsea in a £20 million deal. Um, I'm not a fan on this. I see what saying released earlier, and people saying calling people liars and everything else. Scott McTominay, I don't think comes to West Ham unless Paqueta goes. I really believe that. Yeah, I don't think West Ham are going to go out and spend £45 million out on a player, yeah, to sort of as another midfielder, right? And let's be honest, West Ham need a striker at this club urgently, literally urgently, because we haven't got any good strikers at the club at the minute, other than an 18-year-old, right? And the 18-year-old, we're putting a lot of pressure on this kid to go, and do it. Do you know what I'm saying? But what will happen with this one, I don't know. But I'm just not a fan. I think Manchester United are playing the game. I think Man United are trying their luck, and we will see. We will see what happens in the coming days. But West Ham needs. I want to see some attacking players in that West Ham. I really, really do. I think we see enough defensive midfielders and like solid sort of midfielders. I want to see a marquee centre forward. Balogun. There's a man linked in Montpellier who's bad news. Basically, he's got criminal charges. So West Ham need to get this centre forward sorted out. Now, I listened to an interview earlier with Tony Cottee on Talk Sport, and I thought Tony Cottee spoke very, very well. Yeah, he's one of my heroes growing up, Tony Cottee, and he said that the board have had 51 strikers at the club as the ice cream man turns up just in time. Thank you very much. So, for me, at the end of the day, yeah, West Ham have to get this striker right. They have to. They have to make sure it's done, signed, sealed, delivered urgently, and Cotty turned around and said that basically a striker and a goalkeeper. He mentioned a goalkeeper earlier on, which I didn't really make a lot of sense of. But we will see what happens. We will see what happens with that. Like West Ham need a striker at this club. And if Balogun's the man, then it. I'll be happy, but it's just one of them ones, really. Do you know what I'm saying? Mbamba or Mbama, however way you want to put it. I want him to do well, this kid. I really do. I want him to sort of tear it up for us. Yeah, but it's a risk because if he doesn't perform, then we're going to need him to perform in stages. Like this is not. We can't bed him in and go, oh, right, let's hope he comes good. We need him to hit the ground running right now because we've got 3 strikers at this club, and let's be honest, he's the best one. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, right. I'm gonna stop what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna go to the chat, answer your questions. Elite's trying to make me spell something, and you know what I'm saying. Right, let's go from the top, work my way down. Right, what we got here? Bowen is the next Mitrovic. No, not for me. Absolute not. Absolute not. Does Moyes still have Lingard's number? I do not want us to be anywhere near linked with that man. I swear to God, if Moyes goes and does that, that'd be the worst case ever. Do you know what I mean? Be a joke. What else we got here? Let's have a look. Man City going all in for Paqueta. I will take the money, but let's be honest, our club will spend it just to give us for the next 2 seasons. I agree on that. Ben says, I can't see Antonio dropping down to the Championship. Do you know what, Ben? I didn't think that, yeah. Just to say this. I didn't think that. But the more I'm hearing what I heard about 4 days ago, and I'll be honest with you, when I heard it, I thought, nah, there's no way. No way he's going to drop down to there. But who's going to have him in the Prem? Do you know what I mean? Leeds need a centre forward. Right? I think Bamford's out. And I think they're running out of centre forwards at Leeds, yeah, and they need one urgently, yeah. Now, is it they've just been taken over by the San Francisco 49ers, I think it is, right? So they might have a few quid. Could Antonio fire him back to the Premier League? Absolutely, he could do. He could score many, many goals in the Championship, right? And he'd be a very good striker in the Championship. But I don't think anyone's prepared to take the risk on him in the Prem. I really don't. Do you know what I'm saying? I think he will. I think he goes to Leeds. If I'm honest, I really do. I've got a strong feeling on that. It's either Leeds or Saudis, one of the two. I don't think he ends up in the Prem. Let's have a look. Evening, Lee. Hope you're all well, mate. What else we got here? We are West Ham. We are European champions. I must admit, I'm excited. Just to say this, I'm looking forward to the game on Saturday. Like, it'd be good to see West Ham back in a competitive game. Be nice to see some signings in there. I will say that, but we can't have it all. We can't have it all. Um, nice try, Taylor. I mean, I read it before you even said it, so Oh, Jay. I like this geezer, Jonathan David. Yeah, West Ham Online cannot stand him. Thinks he's absolute awful, but I think he's being rumoured to go to Saudi. I think Saudi have come in for him with a bid, and I think he's actually rejected it. I don't think he wants to go to Saudi, so we'll see what happens with that. What else we got here? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Things are changing for the good. I've been fed up with this staleness, James. I agree. Listen, right, I see something earlier on, yeah, and it just made me so angry, yeah, so upset, yeah. I was just fuming, right? People just getting angry for the sake of getting angry, I believe, yeah. Now, I look at it like this. I'm looking forward to the season, yeah. It's nice to see some signings coming to the club. Right, let's be honest. A few weeks ago, nothing looked like nothing was happening, yeah. So far, we've got one done. Another one's on his way. If Harry Maguire gets done, then that's a great signing for the fee. Yeah, I'm a bit sort of skeptical with Harry Maguire. I won't lie. I look at him and I think, like he's either going to be amazing or he's going to be absolutely dreadful. I don't. I think there's no just cutting through it. Do you know what I mean? That to me, if we get him, that's a good signing. Do you know what I'm saying? Bit random. Have you seen John Wick, James? Yes, I have, mate. All five of them or four of them around me. There is. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, like Maguire, James Ward-Prowse, Alvarez. Now we need to see a centre forward at the club. Now, if that is Balogun, now West Ham are looking there. £40 million is a lot of money, though. I know he had a good season in France, and I know he was under the famous Will Steele that many West Ham fans wanted at the club. But I think 40 million is a bit steep for him, especially in the Premier League. Do you know what I'm saying? I remember when he was at Borough and he didn't like it at all. Like, he didn't like it at all, if I'm being honest. Yeah, it wasn't all that. He went to France and he really teared it up under Will Steele. So I don't know with Balogun. Do you know what I mean? Broja keeps getting mentioned. Obviously, Chelsea have also said about Gallagher and Trevor Chalobah. Now, Chalobah is going to be out the question now. If we're bringing Harry Maguire in, that's off the cards. But Gallagher, I don't know why. Yeah, I feel West Ham are going to try and get Gallagher towards the back end of the window. I really strongly believe that. I don't think it's over with Gallagher. I think Gallagher, someone will come in for Gallagher towards the back end. Chelsea are buying player after player and player. And if he's not guaranteed to start every single game for them, what's the point being there? Do you know what I mean? Like, why be at Chelsea and be a bit part player when you can come to West Ham and be literally a first teamer? So, yeah, this is going to be interesting to see what happens there. Thank you very much. You did ask me the other day, and finally you are here. I really do appreciate it, mate. As the ice cream man does his jingle, so to speak. See, I agree with that, Jace. Yeah, I really do. Yeah. Someone said to me the other day, would you, if we sold Paqueta and brought in Gallagher, how would you feel on that? I was like, you know what? I wouldn't even mind that. I really wouldn't. Yeah. I'd push him a bit further forward. I think he's got the energy, isn't he? Like, he hasn't got the skill of Lucas Paqueta, but he's got the sort of running ability. Like, he can press very, very good. And that's the one thing with us at the minute, we haven't really got a lot of good pressing players. Do you know what I mean? Our 18-year-old is the best pressing player we got. So, it is one of them. We will be there if we get Palmer from City and the guy from Arsenal two up front. Yeah. See, the Cole Palmer one, for me, right? I just don't want it as a loan with just nothing at the end of it. Like, because if we build him up and he becomes great, then like we've just built up one of Manchester City's players. I think West Ham needs to sort of put in a sort of fee and see how much City would want for him at the end of the season. Now, if I said to you 45 million for Cole Palmer at the end of next season, would you accept that? I think that's, pretty like pretty good going for a player who could go on to be amazing. Do you know what I mean? Will City accept that? That's another thing. We will see what happens there. I fully agree with the energy and pressing, Gallagher. Listen, so do I, mate. So do I. I like him. I think he's pretty good. I think he's pretty good in that position. As I do that and that. Right, where are we? Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but apparently they are working on a five now. God dear, yeah, it's that film. Uh, what we got? We need a striker badly. No way we can compete with Antonio and Ings. Absolute shambles. Well, Danny Ings is going to start, isn't he? Really, I'll be very surprised if Antonio starts on Saturday. Well, I'll be quite shocked, really. I think Danny Ings starts up front, or Bowen will start. The thing is, it's just West Ham as a whole at the minute. I'm not. What's the word? I'm not convinced on this Bowen as a centre forward thing. I do think Moyes is going to do it though, right? And that way he can rotate players around. He really can. He can bring Cornet into the fray. Now, if someone said to me right now, you're going to bring Cornet in and put him up front, I'd be like, oh no, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? But then Bowen can do it. Do you know what I'm saying? How about going for Eze? Let's read that there. I'm skipped. How about going for Eze? If he would leave Palace, he would be a good shout to replace Paqueta. Do you know what? West Ham Online. I'm going to big up West Ham Online right now. Yeah. Don't normally big him up when he's not here, but I will big him up on this one. He called this. He said to me about 4 months ago, he said Eze will go on and be a very, very good player. And I weren't convinced. And then when Palace played us, obviously Eze turned up, didn't he? Do you know what I'm saying? Um, I would take Eze at West Ham. Moyes has always wanted him. Yeah, so that's a given. How much would we pay for him? Is going to be a hell of a lot of dough. Would he want to come to us? Is another question. Like, is there room for him to go to a big, big club? There is, but is there room right now? I don't think there is. If City are looking at players like Paqueta, they're not looking at Eze. Yeah. And they're looking at sort of the quality factor. And obviously, they must rate Paqueta a lot more higher than Eze. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. What else have we got here? Would you take Lukaku on loan? No one wants him. Could Moyes do what he did with Arnie? Sort the attitude and use him as him in a Moyes system. I don't think Lukaku would want to come to us, mate. If I'm honest, I really don't. I think his ego thinks he's better than what he actually is. He's a similar profile to Antonio. Big, strong, bulldoze his way through. Do you know what I mean? Could do, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Lukaku would want to have it. Like I think when you look at Lukaku, it's a bit of a similar situation with him and Maguire. They're both going nowhere with their careers. Yeah. If Lukaku wants to change his career, he has to step down. It's a step down to a Europa League side. Yeah, not think he's a Champions League player because he's just not at the minute. Do you know what I'm saying? He's been very, very poor for a good few years. So, you know, I would take him because West Ham do desperately need a centre forward at the club. Yeah. But the fee would be interesting on that one. I would say that. With Wiley's allegations made me wonder why the French police haven't prosecuted either case. Um, yeah, I know, mate. I know, but I'm going to be honest on that, yeah, because that's the striker from Montpellier, right? We don't need that heat at West Ham right now. I'm going to be honest. Right, we've got enough grief going on, like with trying to win games under Moyes. Yeah, we don't need someone who's on on the police watch list in France. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the allegations and the things that he's done have been borderline terrible from what I've read and what Alfie's told me. Um, he's pretty bad. People say they would have him because like that's his personal. Like when he's at West Ham, he's doing a job. I understand that, but you don't want that bad vibe. It's no different to having Thomas Partey at West Ham or um, Greenwood at West Ham. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm not on that vibe. Really, I'm not. Stay away. Best way. Uh, is it too late for Maguire and JWP deals to collapse and Moyes to walk or or get sacked? Well, apparently, epic hash time. Hope you're well. He was supposed to get sacked yesterday, and he's still here. So make of it what you make of it. There was rumours flying around. There was people saying that he was going to get the sack and he's still here. Do you know what I'm saying? Um, I people don't like the signings, yeah, of what we're going for right now, yeah. And I done a poll on Twitter. I speak to many people on Twitter. I speak to many people on the YouTube. But I think the signings that he's done are sensible signings, like really, yeah. Alvarez, Noble's obviously watched him for a long time. And he's listen, if Dortmund were looking at him, and other clubs are looking at him, you've got to rate it. I think the James Ward-Prowse and Maguire signings are safe signings, right? They're safe. They're very low risk, yeah. Basically, you're signing players who know the league, know a sort of style that Moyes wants to play. JWP is going to be a player that is going to be key to set pieces from corners and everything. And if we're playing this sort of low block with Maguire, they will know that and hit the ground running straight away. They both know the Premier League inside out. Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously, I think obviously Maguire's going to be an interesting one for West Ham. Like my honest opinion, right? Maguire will be an interesting one because whatever happens with him, he's going to have to hit the ground running fast because if he don't, he will get criticised. People will be on Moyes' case for saying why you signed him because he's absolutely awful. Do you know what I mean? So we've got to be patient with Maguire. Yeah, I will say that. Give him time, let him settle in, but he could be a really, really good gem for West Ham. Right, I wasn't convinced on it at the start, but for the fee and speaking to Alfie, I said, well, he's in England international. He's had some good games for there, like for the country. And Moyes does know how to pick centre half, so we'll give him that. Like Kurt Zimmer's done a good job for us over the years since he's been here. Obviously, Aguerd, this is a big season for Nath Aguerd and Harry Maguire coming here. I think Moyes is that sort of dad figure that he needs around him at the minute. Do you know what I mean? He needs someone to sort of guide him through the dark times. So yeah, I'm all for it at the minute. I am. Do you know what I'm saying? What we got here? Let's have a look. I'm also sorry for Alvarez. He seems such a decent guy. He is going to be thrown headlong into the chaos. His West Ham career could be ruined before it's even started. Nah, nah. I think Rich. I'll be honest with you, mate. Yeah. Now, obviously, when you start hearing about players, you start having a look at them closely. I think he's going to be all right. I think one thing with Alvarez is he wanted to be at West Ham. He really did. He wanted to come to West Ham and he wanted to make the move. Do you know what I mean? Other clubs were interested in him. And there was an interview today on West Ham, I think it was at Iron Cast, I think it was, right? He said that other clubs were there, but he chose West Ham. He might take it on himself to be that man to replace Declan Rice. And if Noboy's sort of handpicked this geezer and said this is the man that West Ham should go for, yeah, I do trust Mark Noble. Yeah, because he's not. Listen, he's one of us. At the end of the day, he cares. He cares about West Ham United Football Club. So I don't think Mark Noble will look at him and think like any different. I think he'll be a good player. I really do. I'm quite strong on this one. I like the way he is. He hasn't got an ego, which some people who come to London they want to have the glitz and the glamour and all that. I think he's a humble lad. He's from a like working class Mexican background, like poor background, if anything. So I think he will embrace it at West Ham. I really do. What we got? Let's have a look. Uh, let's have a look. Ian says 100% on your view on McTominay. Yeah, I'm just not convinced, mate. I really am not. I just think if he wasn't Scottish, David Moyes wouldn't be going for him. It's as simple as that. Like, I'll be honest, like, I just don't see the hype with this man. Right, with Scott McTominay, I just don't see it. And for 45 million, I think we can go and find better players than him. I'd rather pay an extra 5 million and go and get Gallagher. I really would. I really would. There you go. Maguire could be a hero for us. The pressure is off, and I think Moyes will bring the best out of him. Do you know what? Man United fans are very odd, so to speak. Right? I listened to a space earlier on, Manchester United space, and they mentioned about Scott McTominay going to West Ham, which made me a bit sick, if I'll be honest. But then there's something still digging at Maguire, right? Saying how clumsy he is and this and that. I think he gets a lot of unnecessary stick from Manchester United because Manchester United expectations are like at the ceiling. Do you know what I'm saying? But I think for us, he'd be all right. I really do. I've got a strong feeling that I think he might be all right under Moyes. I think Moyes is the best manager for him. Yeah, because it's someone who's going to sort of get into him and say, right, defender to defender, that's how I want you to be. And I think Maguire could Maguire's not a mug. Let's be honest. You don't go and play for England for many years, and you don't get signed for Manchester United and possibly let go of Man City if you're rubbish at the end of the day. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's shout out to Lee here. Lee, 9.99. Thank you very much, mate. I really do appreciate it. Change the subject. What is your thoughts on the fan base split on Moyes? The divide on rating Moyes based on results over style and entertainment. In 3 years, you can't argue 6th, 7th, and 14th. Good question, Lee. Thank you very much, mate. Uh, I think Moyes is getting a lot of stick, right? Any way he can at the minute. Now, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I will say this, like, for the purpose of the conversation. Um, with Moyes, a lot of fans are not happy with the style of play. Yeah, I can accept last season. Yeah, I can as a bad season. Like me personally, I'm not sitting there right now shouting from the rooftops, "Get Moyes out! I want to hang him from the nearest lamppost in Stratford." Right, I'm not. Right, other people are. Yeah. Now that's an agenda, in my opinion, because what Moyes done last season was give us something that we haven't seen in 43 years. Now I don't want Moyes here. Well, I don't. Yeah, I want Moyes gone, but I'm not prepared just to chuck him out the door and judge him after one bad season when he's just won us a trophy. Yeah. I think the 6th, 7th, and 14th is all well and good because at the end of it, you've got a trophy at the end of it. This season is big. Yeah. This season is massive. Right. And I'm not even going to lie on that. I think the start he's got to have a decent start, Moyes, because if he starts slow and he ends up going back to how it was last season, he won't be here by the end of October. And I'd have money on that. I really strongly believe that. I think he could be at the door. But I'm prepared to give him a chance. Yeah. He's going for these players that he believes are the people to sort of save his job. I don't blame him. Yeah. And fair enough. I don't like the way Moyes plays. I don't like his stubborn approach. But he's going out. He's signing two England internationals. He's signed a Mexican international. Right. And don't forget, this is just the start of it. Right. We're going to bring in another three more players, I believe. Yeah. I don't think West Ham are going to settle for that. West Ham are definitely going to go out and get another three, I reckon. Now, whoever the other three are, it's going to be massive. Because I think at the minute, people were knocking the window so far and saying, oh, it's a 0 out of 10. It's a 2. Me personally, we've got a really good, decent centre half who needs a bit of confidence back. Alvarez is going to surprise a lot of people, in my opinion. I think he's going to be brilliant. Yeah. And James Ward-Prowse, he's the only one that I worry about a little bit as a midfielder, but as a set piece taker, he's world class. He's world class. So you can't argue that. So there is a divide. There is. It's a major divide. Now, I could go on Facebook, Twitter, Insta, wherever. Yeah, there is a line between Moyes in and Moyes out. Now, as I do the spaces, and I know I'm going on a little bit of a monologue here, but I will say this: as I do the spaces, I do speak to a lot of people, and people are very. It's just silly opinions. Like people want Moyes in because of what he's done. I get that, but the style of play they accept also, which I can't accept. Yeah. The Moyes people are like, they want him gone. They want him literally completely gone. He's this, he's that, he's bad news. And I don't really understand that. Like, I can accept him. I can accept bad football. Yeah, I've seen enough bad football at West Ham over the last 36 years of my life. Yeah, I can accept one season of being bad. Yeah. But he did deliver us a trophy at the end of it. Yeah. So you've got to eat a bit of humble pie and say, you know what? He's won us something. Do you know what I'm saying? He's give us something back to the fans. And some fans don't appreciate that. Some fans, in my honest opinion, and this is I'm going to say as a person looking at other people's opinions, some fans don't appreciate what they've got. Yeah, I don't appreciate the shit football. I will say that, but I can appreciate what he has done, and he has given us a trophy. So I'm prepared to give him a chance this year. Yeah, he's on thin ice with me massively, and if by the end of September we're in a relegation battle, then you will see my intensity on Moyes going up. At the minute, I can't be that intense. I really can't. Like, because he hasn't done anything bad as yet. Like, if we turn up to Bournemouth on Saturday and we win that game, yeah, and we win it comfortably, then people's opinions are going to change. But it's like people want to be proved right. Like, people want him at the door. Like, they want to say, yes, I told you. Like, Moyes is gone. Right, I told you it was bad news. It's like they'd rather be proved right than care about West Ham. And at the end of the day, I care about West Ham at the end of the day. So, Lee, thank you very much for that question, mate. Thank you very much for that super chat. Right, let's get down here. And I've rambled on a little bit there. That was quite a passionate little rant. I agree. I don't like the style, but you need to realise with the result and trophy he has bought us. Totally agree. Totally agree. What we got here? James. Richard. James, are you worried about goals? I'm struggling to see anything close to a prolific goal scorer for us. Listen, I agree, Rich. Yeah, just say this: West Ham need a striker. Then what? That's a given. Right now, like West Ham need a centre forward at this club. Yeah, if West Ham go the whole season with an 18-year-old youth prospect, Antonio and Ings, then we are in trouble. Yeah, I expect West Ham to sign a striker at the end of this window, whether it's Balogun, whether it's Cole Palmer, they're going to bring in who's a wing, like attacking right-sided inside forward, whatever. We need a striker, right? And it's as simple as that. And I do think we need a left back and all, because if Cresswell goes, we need cover on the left-hand side. So yeah, I am a bit nervous at the minute, but we will get there. What we got here. Let's hear what Elite's got to say. You cannot moan about the style of play in the summer when no football is being played. I think what it is, Elite. Now, I know you back Moyes up a hell of a lot, and some things I agree with Elite analyst on, and some things I generally don't. I've had many rows with Elite analyst, right? But we will know more in 90 minutes on Saturday than we will know for the whole of pre-season. I'll know what West Ham turns up on Saturday. If West Ham turn up on Saturday, go to Bournemouth, have one shot on target, and basically fail to win the game, yeah, then I'm going to be worried because I don't want to be seeing West Ham just sitting there camping in their own half, defending for their lives, and only having one shot on target in the whole game. So I get it, but we will know more come 5 o'clock on Saturday. Right, James, what are you thinking if we lose to Bournemouth? Well, my first aim will not be really at Moyes, it'll be at the board for why it took so long to get these signs over the line. I'm not going to blame anything on Saturday. I want to see the performance first before anything. If we lose against Bournemouth, yeah, say we get done in the last minute for a dodgy penalty or something, then yeah, I ain't gonna be happy, but I'll be like, here we go. This is the season that we expect. But then on the flip side of the coin, we could turn up to Bournemouth on Saturday, put in a really, really good performance and win the game, and everyone will be saying, well, you're supposed to beat Bournemouth because that's what it is. As I have a swig of drink. Right. Let's get down to here. James, question. Do you believe it is true there is a discontent about the style of playing in the dressing room? I don't know. I think every time a player wants to leave the club, people blame it on Moyes. Like Lucas Paqueta wants to leave now, right? His head's been turned because he doesn't want to play under Moyes in the style of play. No, the reason why his head's been turned, let's be real, is Manchester City have come in, who are the best team on the planet. They've got the best manager on the planet, and that's why his head's turned. Right? It's not David Moyes. Do you know what I mean? I don't sit there and think, oh, he doesn't want to play for David Moyes because I just don't think Lucas Paqueta is like that. Yeah, his head's turned because he's being like touted by one of the best managers to ever grace the game, one of the best teams of our generation. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't believe that. I really don't. I think people are very much trying to just. What I have noticed on social media, and I will say this, it seems like anytime there is anything negative, they are pinpointing it straight on the manager straight away. And I think that's really wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? Even though I don't like Moyes and I don't want Moyes here, I'm not sitting there pinning it, going, "Oh, that's Moyes' fault." Do you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is mad at the minute. What we've got here. Anyone who can manage us could have won that trophy, in my opinion. I don't know, Darren, because listen, Darren, I'll be honest with you, yeah. I'll say this. Someone said this to me last night, funny enough. I was on a space last night, and someone said that to me, and I said to him, I said, basically, we haven't won anything in 43 years, so how can you expect a new manager to come in and win that? Do you know what I mean? You've got to give credit where credit's due. He did win it. He did win the trophy. Even though you might not like it, I don't like it, but he won it. And he gave us on the 7th of June, 2023, was the best night of my life. But I will live a very happy and long life, hopefully, and I will go 7th of June 2023 was the year West Ham won the conference, and I will remember where I was. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to appreciate what he has done. Yeah, and listen, I get the people who don't like him. Right, I do. I get it. I understand it. I'm with you on it. But you've also got to appreciate what he has done. Like he has delivered a stat. You did like it, Johnny. Yeah, I did, mate. I was in tears that night, I must admit. Moyes is tactically better than Pep. Yeah. Let's have a look. Where is it? Moyes is the manager. The buck stops with the manager. That goes for praise and negativity. Uh, yeah, I know, but not before the season started, Joe. I will say that. But people are digging him out because Man City come in and bid for or looking at Lucas Paqueta. Now, to me, that's just crazy. Let's be honest. That's like, I'm not being funny. If Newcastle, or no, let's think. If Aston Villa would have come in and said, "Oh, they're looking at Lucas Paqueta," no one would have cared. Yeah, because they were going, "No, right, he ain't going to go there because he's with us." As soon as Man City come in for him, oh, it's Moyes' fault again, which I have to laugh because it's madness. Madness. Like Man City come in because Man City are the best team on the planet at the minute. So yeah, I don't know. It's mental. Ask this: would you take Europa League winners, Prem 14, and crappy football? I bloody would. Viva Moyes. Now, people said this to me last night. Yeah, and listen, as I say, I understand both sides of the argument. I speak to enough people to understand it. Yeah, and I can sit there have a discussion with a Moyes in person, a Moyes out person. I do it every week with Alfie. I've Alfie in here. I've had Lucas in here, and me and Alfie have clashed on many a times with Moyes. But Alfie's been very much Moyes in from minute one. I've been Moyes out since Leicester last year, just before the World Cup. So I can understand it from both sides of the argument, right? But some people do take it to the extreme. Now, if someone would have said to me last season that West Ham are going to finish 14th in the league, yeah, and they're going to win a trophy, I would have took that hands down because I've seen enough 14th place finishes, 12th place finishes, 10th place finishes, and not seen us win nothing. Nothing at all. So if me personally, someone said to me 14th and a trophy, and I would take it this year. I really would. If West Ham finish 14th this year and won the Europa League, right, I'm taking that because West Ham ain't going to get in top four. West Ham once in a blue moon might get in top six. Yeah. Can West Ham get top seven? They can do, but they need to get back to a style which is going to be more attacking and not more defensive. But if someone said to me right now, James, you're going to finish 14th in Europa League, I'm taking that, man. I'm taking that because that's the only way West Ham are ever going to get Champions League is for the Europa League. The Europa League really and Premier League safety are more important at the minute. If we stay up in the Premier League, which I believe we will do, I think we will. I think we've got enough talent there to sort of get us out of it. And obviously, if we sign other players, then we'll be fine. Yeah. But if someone said to me, right, European Europa League final, yeah, and we have one game to get into the Champions League, that could change this club forever. And I'm taking that, man. I really am. Watch for the show how easy it is to win that trophy. We will see. We will see. Don't get me wrong, and I will agree. We had a dolly draw in that running. In that lead up to the final, we had some absolute dolly draw like people like games. But you still got to win it. You still got to win it, and we did. So, you know what I mean? Irish Tommy, you spent your whole time hating the club you support. Oh, there's another row going on. Another row. Haaland's in here. Welcome, Haaland, mate. One of the greatest strikers. You know what I mean? What is the probability of signing Paqueta? Oh dear. I'm going to be honest. If City come in and they bid the money that West Ham want, they're getting nothing here go. I don't think. I think West Ham have to look at this seriously if City come in with a big bid, and they are prepared to get this man. Yeah. And that's why I think it's very, very serious on this one. With the Declan Rice one, we always knew he was going to go this year. But this, with Lucas Paqueta, I don't think any West Ham fans planned for the life without Lucas Paqueta. Not once. I think everyone thought he's going to be here this year. So if City pay the money, they get the man. It's as simple as that. Yeah, because I don't think Sullivan. I don't think Sullivan's that stupid to let go a £45 million profit in 12 months. Like he just ain't going to do it. Yeah, and if he does, then he's stupid. Do you know what I mean? And I think Man City are paying massively over the odds for him, and also I don't think he's a £95 million player. Like he's a good player, Lucas Paqueta, and I love him as a West Ham fan, but he's not 95 million. He really isn't. He's about, I'll say 65 million at best, if not 60. Yeah, I think he had a shaky start. The last 3-4 months of the season, he was very, very good. I think City have seen that and think, right, we're going to try and get him now, yeah, before his value goes even up like through the roof. And one thing with Man City is they don't spend mega, mega money on players. Like it's not like they're going out to spend £100 million players all the time. I think the last one was Grealish, yeah. So if they want him and they really desperately need him, then I think they get him. I really do. What we got? Got to go, lads and ladies. Great show tonight. Give it a like. Yeah, listen, I've got 134 people in the chat. Please do smash a like on the video. It goes a long way. I know I've been rambling on, but yeah, do smash a like on the video. To lose Rice and Paqueta would be absolute disaster for West Ham. What kind of message does it send? But when two of your best players are being touted for Arsenal and Manchester City, and I don't think Man City are like Arsenal tapping up players. I think Man City have looked at Paqueta and gone, yeah, he's a good player. But I think with West Ham have got the power yet again in this one. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a couple of Manchester City players. Yeah, I really wouldn't. If they was to chuck in Cole Palmer or Rico Lewis, one of them players, or even Gomez, the left back, decent player, I would accept that. I really would. Well, I don't want Paqueta to go, but I've got to be real. Like it's a lot of money. West Ham could go out and buy 2 or 3 really, really good players of that and make us strong. I don't think I've ever seen 2 big transfers from this club in my lifetime. You know what I mean? Especially this big. But it is what it is. What we got? But Tommy's a great player and would be brilliant asset to West Ham. Who was the player who brought Paqueta in the first place? How about just he's having a row with Kane, start having a row. If we sell Paqueta, we've got 200 million to spend. How much do you give Moyes, James? Do you know what? That's the $1 million question. Yeah, that really is. Yeah, if you're backing this man and this is the man for you and everything else, and you know he's the one who's going to sort of galvanise us this season, then you've got to give him at least 150 million, ain't you? You have to. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think he's done a bad transfer yet, if I'm being honest. I think the fees that they're paying West Ham are about the right fees. I think JWP is the right fee to a point. I think Man United wanted stupid money for Maguire, and West Ham have got him down. And I think West Ham played the card that no one else is in for Maguire. So you either take 30 million or that's it. And Alvarez is decent for 35. So do you know what I mean? If West Ham go out and spend another 50, 60 million, I'm over the moon with that. Do you know what I mean? I know Elite says Rico Lewis. Mate, I would 100% have Rico Lewis at his club, Elite. Great little player. Do you know what I mean? Man City's youth academies does bits. Let's put it like that. That's why they sell them for stupid amounts of money. Steve he spent ridiculous amounts of money and we have an aging team. Well, I don't understand that, James. Right. I wouldn't say it's aging. What I mean? Lanzini's gone. Abon is still there. Right. How much money do you want him to spend at the end of the day? Right. Let's get to the final few. Let's have a look. It's going to look better now, if that's correct, about the piece of Maguire. Now looking at other options, maybe staying at Man United, hopefully. Crap, it shows it. But quite a good luck, my son, with Razor, man. You're so negative, Razor. You're so negative. What else we got here? Let's have a look. Let's see what we get. Pep said he's a big fan of Paqueta. If he likes him, he gets him, doesn't he? See what Trevor's got to say. We need a striker badly, but given our previous transfers in this area, doesn't fill me with confidence, and that's the worry. If I'm honest, I don't think conceding goals, West Ham are going to be like conceding loads of goals. Well, I don't expect it. Not with Aguerd, Maguire, Zuma. the up front. I think the next signing, if JWP, Maguire, well, obviously Alvarez is here, the fourth signing has to be a centre forward. It has to be. It has to be someone who's going to come in and who's ready to rock and roll, basically. I've seen links like the other day, and I had to laugh. Yeah. I was like, Dominic Solanke. I'm like, seriously. Seriously, is that the route we're going down there? Dominic Solanke, because we need to get a Premier League base striker because we can't find a striker anywhere else on the planet. Mad. That one's mad, that one. Best piece of business we could do this year is sack Moyes. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Second oldest in the league last year. New season there, James. We've got to try and be a bit positive on it. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. We need to see some fresh blood, young blood in there. But this is Moyes for you. That's the same Rico Lewis that Moyes didn't rate and didn't think he could handle it in the Prem, along with Medicine. Oh, Joe. Joe's on one tonight. Let's get to Rich. He's a sensible man. If Moyes left, we surely would be, he would be under a caretaker manager, possibly for some time. Would that be better than the current situation? Oh, I don't know. I'll tell you what. One thing I am going to say, question for everyone in the chat before I wrap this up. Yeah. If it becomes to sort of March of next year and Moyes is running his contract down, would you like it, if Moyes is still here in mind, would you like it that Moyes comes out and says he's going to leave at the end of the season? Because if the results are going bad or iffy, so not bad, like, sort of average, yeah, a lot of fans are going to be on his case, right? If we're not competing in the top 10, fans are going to be on his case. I can see it coming, right? So would you like it that he will come out and if he said at the end of the season that he's leaving at the end of the season, a bit like how Arsene Wenger done it with Arsenal, yeah? He come out, he says he's leaving at the end of the season, and then everyone knew where they stood, so to speak. Obviously, hindsight and everything, you've got to look at it like there's a lot that could happen from now till then. But, would you accept that? It'd be interesting to know. Solanke, an excellent signing for us. I'll leave it at Kane. Stop trolling, Kane. Stop it. It's just not the strikers. West Ham do not create enough chances. I agree on that. I do agree on that. I think Thunder's got it spot on there. We don't make enough clear-cut chances for the strikers to put them away. Let's have a look. What else we got here? Solanke is shit. Whoever wants him needs to just forget about football. My God. First, he gets frustrated with us selling our top players because even though we are making a mad bank, we are downgrading in quality. Alvarez for Rice is a good example. I don't think you can really say that, Red, until you see him in a West Ham shirt, Alvarez. I agree. Don't get me wrong, but we were never going to get the Declan Rice quality again. I don't think. Right, unless West Ham pay out stupid money for it. So I think Alvarez needs to be given a bit of a loose rein a little bit. Do you know what I mean? You can't really compare one without the other. If Alvarez comes in, he tears it up for us, then it's a smooth move, isn't it, from West Ham? Do you know what I'm saying? But we ain't going to get another Declan Rice right now. Do you know what I'm saying? Unless we pay 100 million for it. So, imagine 3 years ago telling yourself that you will be the president of I'm not bringing Kane's comments up no more. You know what I mean? We get things wrong and right, but it's about how long understand what's the best. Why does everybody blame Moyes? I don't understand it. He's just won a European trophy. It looks from the outside that his hands are tied a little bit. Style of play. I say it quite openly. I think the way he sets up in big games against big teams, he sets up not to concede, but then not to score. So I can understand it when fans have seen West Ham be a bit more attack-minded in Moyes' era. And if you go back to COVID, West Ham were very good, like on the attacking front. So Moyes has got to somehow pull that round this season, definitely. Let's have a look. It's all kicking off in the chat as per usual. Just can't let you talk about anything. No matter who we sign, can you see Moyes making a proper use of it? I don't know, David. I don't know. Like, let's look at Maguire. Maguire comes in, he does make West Ham better. Let's be honest, he does. So JWP is another one. Do you know what I mean? He will be good at all. So, you know, if Sully trusts Moyes, why has he hasn't had another contract? Now, Joe, what, Charlie, yeah, or Charles? Tony Cottee said that today. Funny enough, yeah. Listen to the interview, right? Go over and check it out on TalkSport. Yeah, he was on live this morning. Yeah, on breakfast, I think it was, or Jordan and Jim. Right. And he turned around and said, basically, if you're going to back him and you're going to give him all this money, yeah, why has he not been given another contract? I think West Ham will make a decision on this sort of within the first sort of 4 months of the season. I think West Ham start off well. West Ham are looking good in the league. Europa League kicks into gear and we look all right. I think he gets offered a new contract. And I think what will happen is he will get offered it and he'll talk about the end of the season and he either takes the contract or he walks. You know what I mean? Because what he'll say is that, oh, we can't talk about that while West Ham are in competition. So, yeah, on that. Honestly, I don't know what happens on the pitch with West Ham. The first minutes against Fiorentina, they were brilliant as we played really good attacking football. Then we just sat off and then counter-attack. Style of play, Red, if I'm honest. It's the way Moyes sets up. He sets up to have as less of the ball as possible and look to turn it over and get up the pitch sharpish. I don't agree with it. I like to see West Ham being on the front foot. I like to see West Ham attacking teams. When I do see other teams attack teams like Brentford, I see Brentford play like the long ball and be a bit ugly in certain aspects, but they look good doing it. They look good in the attacking first. Sometimes we don't. It is a problem, and that's the problem why a lot of Moyes in, Moyes out fans clash. I will say that. Right, I'm going to wrap this up in a minute. I'm going to go through and see what a few more comments. I don't mind selling Rice and Paqueta for big money. The problem is we're replacing them with players who have no resale value. Should be signing up and coming players to profit from again. Now, I agree. Ward-Prowse, Maguire. I think Alvarez you'll get a profit on. If he tears it up in the Premier League, then you definitely get a profit on him. But the fourth and fifth signing are the ones West Ham need a lot more than just what they've got at the minute. I will say that. Let's have a look. Where are we? Len Johnson, rebuild is needed. If Keith Moyes get his players, the season qualifying for Europe was exciting. I agree with Len on that. James, you will have riots if he is given any more than 5 games after about 4 points max gathered. Well, no, he's got to start off well, hasn't he? But Moyes has to start off well on Saturday. Yeah, he has to turn up and he has to look to win the game. Yeah, and if we are sitting behind the ball and trying to defend and trying to on the break and haven't got no cutting edge, then that does fall on Moyes at the end of the day. But we will see on Saturday. We really will. Right, what else? I hope not, James. That's halfway through the season. Yeah, I agree on that. That's the comment I said earlier. West Ham have committed to Moyes' his team. He ain't going nowhere, unfortunately. I agree on that. A few people were saying that he was going to go. What do you expect this weekend against Bournemouth? Now, I've done a preview with Lucas, which is coming out tomorrow. It's going to be on a premiere, so do check it out. But I will give you my sort of insight right now. I am expecting West Ham to turn up and be hard to beat. I'm a bit concerned about the attack line. I really am. I think he goes with Ings. I really do. I look at Ings. I think if Ward-Prowse signs in time, Ward-Prowse and Ings know each other pretty well. So I think he does go with Ings. I think I'm going to say my prediction for the preview that you're going to watch, but I just don't see us winning this game. I really don't. I'm not confident. Let's put it like that on the win at the end of the day. But I would be shocked by West Ham. But after last week's performance in Leverkusen to go to Bournemouth, and Bournemouth will be up for it. They really will. They've got a new manager. They've got a few new signings. They're going to be on it. They look like they're going to play a 4-2-3-1 and all, from what we spoke about earlier on. So, and they're going to come forward at us. Yeah. So West Ham have got to be strong. And I would take a 1-0 right now, get out of there with the win, and then get some players in, attack-minded players, because we do need them. Like people say about Ben Rama. Ben Rama wasn't good from what I see the other week, and I back him up. I'll slag him off with this one. So we need a left-sided winger. We need a centre forward, and we need some attacking threats, like people who are going to score goals. We can't rely on a young lad, Mbamba, yeah, and Antonio, who doesn't really want to be here, and Danny Ings. Let's be honest, you could toss a coin what Danny Ings is going to turn up. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be an interesting game Saturday. It is, like, and I'm a bit nervous about it. If we do lose, then there will be a complete utter meltdown from West Ham fans, and I will be very angry to a point. But I won't be angry with the team. I'll be angry with the ownership of this club. Why it took so long to get these players in. If Alvarez starts, I don't think we lose the game. I will say that. So if he starts, I think we'll be all right, especially in the middle of the park. But listen, I'm going to wrap it up there, people. I've done just over an hour. That is my time done. Listen, before I go, please do smash a like on the video. That's the first thing. Big respect to everyone who's become a member recently and who's become a gold member, sort of plated members. Yeah. I'm doing a lot of one-on-one interviews with fans on there. Yeah. I done one the other day. A pretty good interview. And I'm going to start doing more over the course of the season. I'm going to get fans on, individual fans on, probably once or twice a week to talk everything West Ham, basically. Yeah. If you want to come on, you're more welcome to come on and have your say on there and discuss it. Just DM me on Twitter or something. Tell me and I'll see if I can get you in. And yeah, so do go over and check the membership size out. Check the membership perks out. Also, I want to thank Lee tonight for his super chat. We do appreciate it. And also to a member that we got also. Right. It's Thursday night. I am not going to keep you no more. I will bid you all farewell. Take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves and each other. Take care.